Alright, so if you look straight ahead, you have an unusual perspective. Of course. This is our virtual reality headset, which is worn a little like a softball cap. And this little blue box up here is the component that measures the orientation of this headset in space. And it's then sending messages to the computer in order to have it change the view of the participant, which you can see on the screen over there. And this will capture space sideways, forward, and tilting. So it is quite a rich data set that we capture. The participant can see through these two screens here that are both generating separate images that allow for the 3D viewing. And we then put them into what is considered a virtual classroom. And we have in that classroom several other students and some adults that they are, in essence, talking to. The students and participants are not right now responsive to the person that's wearing the headset, but they are talking while looking around. As they're talking, they're told to talk to everyone, make sure you're looking around, and if they don't focus their viewing perspective on that person, they will fade away. So therefore giving them an artificial cue to look in that direction.
We ask them to answer questions, so they have to think about the questions. And then they have to voice them, they have to express them with language, and we ask them to look at all the peers in the classroom. So basically they have to do 3 things at a time.
And what are some of your favorite places to eat out?
Well, at fast food restaurants, it could be Carl's Jr., it could be In-N-Out Burger. I also actually like to eat at places like Applebee's, and also well, that's pretty much it, because I've actually been to a lot of restaurants that are not quite as common to find around.
The head-mounted display is tracking the child's head movements in 3 planes, up and down, left and right, and an angle. And from those 3 planes of information, we can tell exactly where the child's looking in the virtual world. And we can count that every 50 milliseconds. So every 50 milliseconds we can say the child's looking exactly here, they're looking at an avatar, or they're not looking at an avatar. When you're in the virtual classroom, you see somebody fading away, and you pay attention to that. It reminds you to look at them.
The first time was more of a test just to see if it was working properly and how I'd like it, because they really wanted me to be able to do it again with them another time someday. So I said yes. I came back a second time for a real test, and this is the 3rd time, I believe, that we've done this particular exercise here at the Mind Institute.
Talk about a favorite vacation you've had.
Well, one of my personal favorites was actually when we went down to San Diego in Southern California. We went to SeaWorld. We've gone to Legoland. Keeping eye contact with people helps them to realize that you are focused on them, because when you're just wandering everywhere, it's hard to tell that you're still interested in what the person has to say, or you're not actually focusing on them when you're saying it. Elephants, giraffes, and lions, and Cape buffalo, and even
there's no right or wrong answers. But once we start to make it more game-like and they can score points, well, the consequence would be that they wouldn't score as many points, right? And so there wouldn't be a negative consequence ever, but there'd always, what we will build towards is having positive consequences for doing it better and better and better.